This is Book of Luke, chapter 11, part 2, continued. So a Pharisee asked him to come in to dinner. He went in, he sat down to eat. And the Pharisee realized that he had not washed up before eating, was sitting at the table. And the Lord said to him, "Now you, Pharisee, make the outside of the cup and the dish clean, but your inward part is full of greed and wickedness. Foolish ones, did not he who made the outside make the inside also? But rather give alms of such things as you have, that indeed all things are clean to you. But woe to you, Pharisee, for you tithe mint and rue all manner of herb, and pass by justice and the love of God. These you ought to have done without leaving the others undone. Woe to you, Pharisees, for you love the best seats in the synagogues and greetings in the marketplace. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like graves which are not seen, and the men who walk over them are not aware of them." One of the lawyers approached and said, "Teacher, by saying these things you reproach us also." And he said, "Woe to you also, lawyers, for you load men with burdens hard to bear, and you yourselves do not touch those burdens with one of your fingers. Woe to you, for you build the tombs of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. In fact, you bear witness that you approve the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and you built the tombs. Therefore the wisdom of God also said, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they will kill and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets which were shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who perished between the altar and the temple. Yes, I say to you, it will be required of this generation. Woe to you, lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You did not enter in yourselves, and those who were entering in you hindered." And he said these things to them. The scribes and the Pharisees began to assail him vehemently and to cross-examine him about many things, lying in wait for him, seeking to catch him in some way or something he might say, that they might accuse him. Let me read from Eugene's book, because this is really quite difficult to comprehend. As the crowd swelled, he took a fresh tack. The mood of this age is all wrong. Everyone's looking for proof. But you're looking for the wrong kind. All you're looking for is something to titillate your curiosity, satisfy your lust for miracles. But the only proof you're going to get is this, the Jonah proof given to the Ninevites, which looks like no proof at all. When Jonah went to Nineveh, the Son of Man, what Jonah was to Nineveh, the Son of Man is to this age. On Judgment Day, the Ninevites will stand up and give evidence that will condemn this generation, because when Jonah preached to them, they changed their lives. A far greater preacher than Jonah is here, and you squabble about proof? On Judgment Day, the Queen of Sheba will come forth and bring evidence that condemns this generation, because she traveled from a far corner of the earth to listen to wise Solomon. Wisdom far greater than Solomon's is right in front of you, and you quibble over evidence. No one lights a lamp and hides it in a drawer. It is put on a lampstand so that those entering the room will have light to see where they're going. Your eye is a lamp, lighting your whole body. If you live wide-eyed in wonder and belief, your body will be filled with light. If you live squinty-eyed in greed and distrust, your body is a dank cellar. Keep your eyes open, your lamp burning, so you don't get musty and murky. Keep your life as well lighted as your best lighted room. When he finished these talks, a Pharisee asked him to dinner. He entered his house and sat down straight at the table. The Pharisee was shocked and somewhat offended and sat down at the table. When he saw that Yeshua didn't wash up before the meal, but the master said to him, I know you Pharisees. Burnish the surface of your cups and plates so that they sparkle in the sun. But I also know that your insides are maggoty with greed and secret evil. Stupid Pharisees! Didn't the one who made the outside also make the inside? Turn both your pockets and your hearts inside out and give generously to the poor. Then live your lives. Then your lives will be clean, not just your dishes and your hands. Wow, he spoke so strongly. I've had it with you. You're hopeless, you Pharisees. Frauds. You keep meticulous account books, tithing on your every nickel and dime you get, but manage to find loopholes for getting around the basic matters of justice and God's love. Careful bookkeeping is commendable, but the basics are required. You're hopeless, you Pharisees. Frauds. Hypocrites. You love sitting at the head of tables at dinners. You love preening yourselves in the radiance of public flattery. Hypocrites, frauds. You're just like unmarked graves. People walk over that nice grassy surface, never suspecting the rotten corruption that is 6 feet under. One of the religious scholars looked up and said, Teacher, do you realize in saying these things you're insulting us? And he said, Yes, and I can be even more explicit. You're hopeless, you religion scholars. And the other one, they said, lawyers. You load people down with rules and regulations, nearly breaking their backs, and never lift a finger to help. You're hopeless. You build tombs for the prophets your ancestors killed. The tombs you build are monuments to your murdering ancestors, more than to the murdered prophets. That accounts for God's wisdom saying, I will send them prophets and apostles and they will kill them and run off. What it meant is that every drop of righteous blood ever spilled from the time earth began until now, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who was struck down between altar and sanctuary, is on your heads. Yes, it's on the bill of this generation, and this generation will pay. You're hopeless, you religion scholars. You took the keys of knowledge, but instead of unlocking the doors, you locked them. You won't go in yourself, and you won't let anyone go in either. As soon as Yeshua left the table, the religious scholars and Pharisees went into a rage. They went over everything he said, plotting how they could trap him in something from his own mouth. Wow. You took the keys of knowledge, but instead of unlocking the doors for everyone, you locked them up. And you know what? As angry as he was at them, as much as he put the murder of the prophets in the Old Testament upon the hands of these people, it was he who paid the price for all of them, every single Pharisee, and the Pharisee in you and me too. He paid the price for all our Pharisees. As angry as he was with them, he gave his life for all of them and for all of us. Thank you, Lord Yeshua. Thank you, I praise you. Thank you for showing us what boldness is. Help us to be bold. Help us to speak your truth without a fear. The truth doesn't need any scaffolding. Hallelujah. Thanks be to God, my Father. Have a blessed night, and I'm so sleepy.